Happy 4th of July, everybody. And happy, oh, hey, there's my Twitch stream. I never know if the Twitch stream is muted or not now with the new layout. So a lot of times I get the repeat welcome, but that's okay. Um, we are here in Kodiak Island. This is the LP Nils scenery package, and kind of a cool little deal here. We're going to be doing some exploring around the island today, and actually, we're going to be doing two different flights today, air taxi flights that are a part of the his scenery package. So we'll explain more about that here in just a sec. Let's get going. Yeah, this ought to be pretty cool, guys. I tell you what, if you haven't, first of all, go check it out. It's the LP Nils Kodiak Island. You can search for it in the forums. There's a little bit of work that you have to do around the ortho and things like that, but it's all very well spelled out. And yeah, this is about the fifth time I've been up in the area. For those of you that don't know where Kodiak Island is, here this is Alaska here, and the Aleutian Island chains, and there's the big island right there is Kodiak Island, and essentially he has modeled uh, the entire island. It's a huge, huge project, and he's lost count of the number of fishing village airstrips and sandbars and helipads and seaplane areas that he's put in here. But he's put together. They're called air taxi routes. Let me see if I can pull these over because these are what we're going to be flying today. So here's the first one. This is air taxi service assignments. That's right. And this one is a float plane required. We've got a gentleman waiting at Kodiak Benny Benson over at the Island Air Service, which is where we're spawned in at, and they're going to be staying at the Big Timber Lodge, which is on the southeastern tip of Raspberry Island up near Port Bailey seaplane base. The lodge is located in a cove, near a cove, sorry, with Nochalny Island, and it has a gravel beach for beaching a float plane. So we're taking a passenger, and we're going to be looking at with luggage about 230 pounds. So we're going to be doing two of those today, and it's just a really neat way to get to know the area. And I've been up there a couple of times, but like I say, I don't know the area super well just yet, and I'm hoping that these are going to be a way to kind of get to know things because there's little hidden gems all over the place. And so here's this is what we're doing today. So here is Benny, what is Benny Benson, and we're going to be essentially departing just over here to Port Bailey, so not very far, 21 miles. And then here's Raspberry Island, and the lodge is somewhere kind of on this southeastern tip. It's not necessarily marked. There are some cabins that are marked that he has modeled, but he hasn't modeled all of them. And in the cases like in this case, he's apparently put something over here that we don't know exactly where it's at. So we're going to go see if we can find that in the float plane and then head on back. I think what we're going to do today is we're probably just going to shoot it fairly straight on about a 288, just pretty direct today. Go find Port Bailey first, and from Port Bailey then we'll slide over here to Raspberry Island and see if we can locate where this little lodge is. But yeah, these little assignments are all a part of the scenery package, and so they're pretty cool. There's several of them. What am I doing in X-Plane? Yeah, this is kind of like Air Hauler 2, HSF Waffle. Yeah, you're exactly right, man. Very similar in nature, I think, to what Air Hauler 2 is. And also, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the old X-Plane or FSX scenery package Return to Misty Moorings, if you're familiar with that as well. So let's get started. Here we go. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take all the tie downs and wheel chocks off. We're going to put on, let's see, I think we have enough fuel here. Um, yeah, I think we have enough fuel. Can we do, make sure our weight and balance. We're going to try to stay as close as we can. 230 pounds, 105 kilograms. So we're well over that actually. So we don't need, these guys are gone. One passenger. And changing our there. So our total payload is 172 now. So we need a little bit more. And I don't honestly know how to put, we'll just put some bags back here. Actually, that's going to make us unbalanced. We'll put his, here we go. There we go. Our baggage, we'll spin this up until we're right about 230 pounds. So right there. All right, very good, very good. 27% fuel. And maybe we'll spin that up and go a little bit more. 677. I think we'll have plenty. 200 gallons ought to be plenty. All right, very good. Very good. And we better, as long as we're doing this here, we better get our livery. We do have a custom livery here. One of the kind of the cool things about the Thrantic Kodiak is you can make your own livery. And we're going to go ahead and load that guy up. Should say yeah, November 1, 1816. Very cool. I'm going to get those rudders up so we don't break them off on departure here. It's a little clunky, as you might guess, um, with the pontoons on, but we'll get it. We'll be okay. All right, everything looks like we're in good shape. All of my switches are off, flaps are up. All right, good deal. Let's get the fuel turned on and get this thing going. Hope you're having a good Saturday. If you are an American, happy 4th of July, happy birthday. If you're not, happy 4th anyway. That NG to get up over 14. Go. Feel the low idle. Watching our numbers. And there we go, nice and stable. That looks good. Turn things off. Auxiliary pump to standby. Turn the buses on, the gens on. Prop lever can come to full forward. Beacon and right now I think we're good. I'm not going to turn the bypass on because we're on a paved strip right now. Once we get out to the water though, we'll turn that on. And we'll see. It's been a while since I've been in a float plane. We'll see if we can keep from tipping the thing over. And hopefully we can. I'm trying to remember if I have noise canceling on this. Might have to do it the old-fashioned way here. Yeah, we'll just call that noise canceling, and we'll go from there. Aquafunkalistic booty wrap. I don't know what it is about the cockpit panel of this plane. Yeah, it is. It's something else, man. I tell you what, is this one on sale at the org? If it is, this is definitely one to pick up. I have had an absolute blast. It has been so much fun. All right, so here we are, and again, we're going to be tracking. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Um, we're not necessarily going to fly it, but I'm going to just put it in just to have as a reference, so we know. Since I am so new to the island, just any little help I can get is going to be very, very important. Kenny Monster, how are you, sir? How's that new bird of yours, man? That looks nice. All right, we're going to KPY, Port Bailey. Well, actually, we're going just north of Port Bailey. There we go. So like I say, that'll give us a reference here, you know, just a little over 20 miles, and kind of gives us a little heading to follow and all that good stuff. But for the most part, we're going to just be looking at the sectional and using that as kind of our main mode of navigation. Let's take a peek at the weather here. Do I have live weather on? Yes, I do. Conditions where I'm at right now, calm. 3007, it looks like calm and clear. Boy, you can't beat that. Cannot beat that. So we can take runway 9er, which will be perfect. And I'm going to just set my heading bug here to be about 290. I think that ought to get us heading roughly in the direction I need to head. We do have a VOR here at Port Bailey, or sorry, at Benny Benson, Kodiak 117.1. We'll set that just as a backup. You never know. We won't be using a whole heck of a lot of that anyway. Heck of a lot of that. Does that make sense? I don't even know. And altitude, you know, probably around, we're VFR westbound, so 4,500 ought to get us there, and we are already on Unicom. I don't see any air traffic control in our area. It looks like Edmonton is online, but unfortunately not anything happening here in the Alaska area. I need night vision goggles to see the IAS during the day. Oh, so super dark panel maybe. I have a few airplanes like that. Is my volume low? It might be. Let me see what I've got. All right. You know, maybe I've turned my. Let me check and see if my overall computer volume got turned down. Sometimes that happens to me as well. All right, is that any better? Test 1, 2, is that any better? Hello, hello? Let me know, I guess. Let me know. Okay. Well, I think we're just about ready to go here. Again, we're going to be departing runway 9er. And we do have some terrain, obviously, in the area right here. It looks like, you know, just be just to our right-hand side. Well, we're going to be departing runway 19er, so we're going to actually, not 19er, 9er. We're right up here, so we're going to be departing back out over the water, and I believe what the best course of action for us is a little left-hand traffic pattern, so we can climb up and over any of the terrain that we have in the area. You can see we have Elbow Mountain here at 3,133. We've got Shackmanoff Point at 1,207. Here's a little 2450. So there's a little bit of that. We should be able to get up and over it without too much trouble. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Did I set the altimeter? Let me just make sure I set the altimeter, then we'll get going here. 3007. The other thing about my volume, guys, is I sometimes I end up talking a little quiet just because folks are upstairs doing their thing, and I don't want to be too loud down here in the basement. So, but I appreciate the feedback on that. And okay, yeah, I think we're ready. So we'll bring the nav light and taxi lights on, and we'll release the parking brake. This is it's a differential braking system on these Kodiaks when the floats are in place. You can use the rudder pedals to help a little bit. I don't know if that's exactly how it's is in real life, but for the most part, you're just kind of tapping the brakes the whole time, just trying to hold it in line, especially if the wind's blowing. It might be, since it's calm today, it might be a little bit easier for us to see, or to just use the rudder pedal, but it's going to be a little bouncy and nose boppy here as we get heading out. There we go. You can see it's a little bit wonky. That Kodiak traffic. Kodiak, November 11816. We're going to be back taxiing runway 9er VFR departure to the west. Kodiak. Probably should say Benny Benson. Now hold on for just a second here. Yeah. PAD. I better make sure I'm in the right spot here. PADQ. PADQ. Yeah, I am. All right. Kodiak. I guess this is also nope. Kodiak Municipal is in the same area. I was looking at the sectional, going, "Oh man, did I load up at the right spot here?" Okay, just a little bit of a back taxi, not too far. And runway and final are all clear. By the way, if you want to join and you happen to have the scenery pack and you maybe just tuning in, I'm at Papa Alpha Delta Quebec, and I'm going to be flying out to Raspberry Island and back, and then I'm going to be doing a second leg. We're actually going to hop in the Nimbus BN2 Islander, and we're going to fly a second leg that will also originate here. So if you're maybe needing a little bit of setup time or whatever, probably here in about an hour we'll be back here and loading up in a different plane and flying more of an overland route. So you'd be welcome to join us on either one of those. Okay, let's just make sure everything is ready to go here. Beacon strobe is coming on, landing lights are coming on, flaps are set. I think we're ready to go. And Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak 816. We're departing runway 8 VFR. We're making a left-hand turn VFR westbound, Benny Benson. All right, here we go. At a certain point, the rudder will take over our steering, but I do have to tap the nose or tap the differential brakes just a little bit until I get headed in that direction. There's our airspeed alive, and now we have a little bit of rudder control, which is good. And our rotation be about 65 today with, yep, there we go with the floats. Oh boy, up and away. That was a little abrupt. Sorry about that. My one passenger, hopefully he's used to that bush flying. All right, flaps coming up. We're going to get clear here, and we're going to climb out we're climbing a little bit fast right now, so we can increase our rate of climb. About 95 is a good climb out speed for us. And I think we're clear of the field, so we'll start our left-hand turn. And we'll start all the way around, and then you can see our heading bug set there for about 290. That ought to get us heading in the right direction. Just again a 20-minute flight, so or sorry, 20-mile flight. So it should be a quick trip over there. Now that's all, of course, dependent on if I can actually find this little sandbar, this little gravel bar, this beach. Okay, we're roughly on it. As you can see, we're sort of aiming and trying to split the terrain here a little bit. There's that kind of 3,000 foot stuff to one side, 2,500 foot stuff to the other side. MSA in this area, by the way, is 4,700, so there are some pretty good sized peaks here. Actually, I think this one here, this little mountain is only 1,207. Now it has to be more than that because I'm at 1,500 right now. But anyway, we'll just work around it. We don't necessarily need to be all the way up to 4,500 if we don't have to be. We'll get as high as we need to be. It looks like the terrain, basically at 12 o'clock, we're going to have to be at about 3,000 or so to clear. And there's some wind kicking up just a little bit. By the way, I do have some gear that are retractable. It's kind of interesting. When you have the floats on, you have actually retractable wheels. When you don't, it's a fixed landing gear situation in the Kodiak. There we go. We're on our way, boys and girls. So yeah, one little tip that helped me, if you decide to go ahead and get this scenery, is use the ARC ortho imagery, not the Bing imagery. The ARC just tends to be a little bit sharper. The colors are a little bit better. And so if you're an ortho person, you'll know what that means. And if you're not, if you're an X-plane person and you have the hard drive space, I would definitely look at learning how to create your ortho imagery. I know there's a lot of pre-made stuff out there that's also very, very good. It's certainly worth investing some time and some hard drive space in if you have the ability to. Just as you can see, it just makes everything very, very photoreal. You combine it. There's a nice Alaskan tree package that's out there as well that really makes for a pretty darn realistic looking landscape. All right, we're at 3,500. Again, we're VFR westbound, so technically we should be at 25 or 45. And so I think what I'm going to do is get kind of past this hump right here. And then I'm going to drop back down to, see if I can drop back down to 2,500. I only have, as you can see, 14 and a half miles until I'm out at Port Bailey. Now again, Port Bailey is close to where we need to be, but not exactly where we need to be. We still need to find the airstrip after we get to Port Bailey. All right, there's that mountain. I think we're fairly safely past it, and we'll start just a gentle descent here. Probably going to pick up a little bit of airspeed, so I'm pulling the power back just slightly. And man, when this has the floats on it, really will nose down and a lot of drag, obviously, as you would expect. So we need to go just on the other side of this little land. Almost looks like an island here in front of us at our 12 o'clock. We need to be right on the other side of that, and we'll pick up, hopefully we'll pick up the Port Bailey seaplane base. Might have a helipad there as well. Not 100% sure. There's a lot to this island. It's pretty wild, I tell you what. Oops, I went through 2,500. I want to level off at 2,500 right now. And just in case, we'll just stay clear of everybody. I don't know if there's anybody else up here or not, but and my Vatastic map is off, not really wanting to load up very well here, guys. So when it gets loaded up, I'll show you where I'm at. So we're going to be going over, there is a strip here, Port Lions, that's coming up here, and I don't know if we're going to be at a spot where we can see it or not, but it's a place that I've spawned in before. It could be it over there. It's a dirt strip, and kind of a cool little spot. So if you look at the sectional for Kodiak Island, essentially this is what LP Nils has modeled. He's modeled basically every airport that's marked on the sectional, and then he's went and he has placed scenery, you know, little structures where you see cabins. Not all of them, but many of them. Yeah, dirt strip. Yep, that's I think Port Lion is a dirt strip, if I remember correctly. But then the other thing that he's done is he has went kind of up and down the area, and like each one of these bays, I shouldn't say each one, but a lot of the bays have some really nice beaches, and a lot of the rivers have nice gravel bars. And so what he's done is he's went in and modeled little off airfield landing strips, and so you'll know you're there because you'll have some dudes out with tents or a campfire going or something. And anyway, it's there's just, as you look at the sectional, you'll see there's just a bunch of spots. He's also apparently, and this is him telling us when we had a chance to fly around with him out here a week or so ago. It was really cool, but he has placed wildlife all over, and not necessarily near the camps or anything like that, but he said yeah, he's put bear and moose and elk and deer and mountain goats, and so and there's some sea life too. I've seen some whales jumping around, and so anyway, it's just overall just lots of little Easter eggs, I guess, hidden about for you to find and enjoy. And I'm hoping anyway, I'm thinking that we're seeing Port Bailey coming up here. Looks like we've got something that looks like civilization. There's a boat out there for sure. And this is a seaplane base, so it's not going to have a big long runway. And we've got, so we've got a couple of islands here. The one right to our 12 o'clock, I believe, is called Bear Island. And the one to the right of it is Dry Spruce Island. And then this big guy over here, across the way there, that's Raspberry Island, and that's where we're going, somewhere on this southeastern tip to find this camp, this lodge. Timber Lake Lodge, I think is what it was called. But before we get there, let's make sure that this is in fact what we think it is, the Port Bailey Seaplane Base. Sure looks like it. Kind of behind our little window frame there, but here just a sec. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. Very good. All right, so 4 nautical miles away is that Raspberry Island, and we need to head, basically it said head kind of to the northeast, 4 nautical miles. So we'll go ahead and make that turn, and I'm going to try to get down to around 500 foot. There's another fishing boat of some sort out there. This is some stuff that, like, I think X-Plane puts these boats out there. Some of them have, you know, like there's an aircraft carrier that you'll see running around the area, and this one looks to be just a fishing boat. That one might be something he put out there. I'm not sure, but I know X-Plane does put some sea traffic out there in the area, some animated sea traffic. Kind of a nice touch. All right, oh boy, all of a sudden I've lost all texture on my water. That's not good. That's not good. Flat, dead calm water. That's not a good thing. Alright, so we're going to just cruise along the beach line here, the shoreline, and see if we can find a cabin. Down here, we're nice and low now, about 300 foot. We'll just kind of keep our eyes peeled over here. I'm not seeing anything just yet. And, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to set, even though it was calm winds where we left, it might not be calm here. Oh, see, we got a little tailwind here, so we'll actually be coming in, land in the other direction. Hey, there we go. I would say that's our place. Okay. So if we have a tailwind, we're going to want to come down here and turn around and land heading back to the southwest, essentially. Let's go ahead. We'll get our speed under control right now. And we will make a low pass because he did mention that some of these places have some logs, have some weeds, have some things that can cause you problems. So you want to make sure that you know what you're landing on, basically. Did have a chance to visit with a real life seaplane pilot during one of our events a few months ago, and he did say that there's you generally speaking will make at least 2 passes before you actually land. The first pass is kind of to let everybody know that you're there and you're going to land, and then the second pass is just to make sure that there's no debris and you kind of get your bearings straight where you want to be. So we will do that. We're going to just kind of come down here, make a low pass, and then we'll probably fly one more time around just to make sure. But what's kind of weird is we've lost our reflection on the water, so I don't know what's going on there. But that's weird. That's really weird. There's our camp. I don't see anything floating around here. We're at about 120 feet, so I would think we would be able to see anything. Now that scenery all of a sudden that scenery does not look right at all. That is really bizarre. Well, we'll get down on the ground. Hey, Starflies. Yeah, I think Starflies actually was a part of that event that we did up in Alaska, where the guy has some experience with float plane operations was talking about the kind of process that they go through to land. And feel free to add your 2 cents as well, because you have a lot of expertise in the area of aviation as well. But yeah, so we've successfully, I guess the good news is we've successfully found our beach, and the bad news is we appear to have lost a little bit of texture in our terrain here, so not sure. Yeah, it's an interesting place. I don't know. Boy, I'm way out here now. Dang it, I'm way out here. I ended up flying kind of a cross downwind. I think we're needing about 210. I'm way out here now, guys. Holy cow. All right, well, anyway, we've got a notch of flaps in, or we got our speed fairly well under control. Lights and everything are still on. Our rudder is up, our gear is up. Seems weird to be landing and making a checklist item that says gear up, but that's, you don't want to have the wheels down when you land on the water. All right, I think we're on the base. There's our cove, roughly. And I don't know, Starflies, would you be making radio calls here? This is obviously an off-field site. Would you be making? I probably should be making some calls to, I think it's called the Big Timber Lodge or something like that. Probably should be making some calls. Okay, down we go. We'd gained some altitude here that we didn't need to as well. Yeah. All right, I'll throw a second notch of flaps here. We're going to just go right over the top of this little bar here and just ease our way down. Right into the wind. Of course, we have a lot of real estate here, obviously. But I have no idea. Oh, I'm on the water. Okay. Keep the yoke back. Let it slow down a little bit. Don't want to tip over. All right, we are down. Let's put the rudders down, and we're going to head in now. LP Nils did say that you can beach your plane here on the gravel bar, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think we're just going to kind of coast in here. Yeah, that water does not look right. We've lost all of our texture on that. We're heading in the right direction. I think what we'll do is we'll just get up here close. And I know technically we would be beaching, but you know what? We don't have anybody in real life or in the sim life that can shove us back into the water. And when this float plane meets any kind of land, it tends to do some really weird things. Kenny, now I've had this plane for a little while. It doesn't make near enough appearances on the stream, though. There's no doubt about that. It's one I should fly more because it's so much fun, so dang versatile. There's a little buoy. No wake zone probably or something like that, but it just, again, lets you know you're heading in the right direction. And yeah, good float plane pilot would have probably ended up landing it a little closer, or they would have done that that high-speed taxi that they can do. I'm trying to remember what that's called, where they get the plane up on the top of the water and they can taxi a little quicker. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come in here though and see how close I can get. Remember, no brakes in this baby, so you just kind of got to try to do the best you can. We're going to get her in here close, and if you set the brake basically in a seaplane, it Drops the anchor. Yeah, anchor's deployed. You saw, oops, you saw the message there. And then it kind of like does a weird, like the anchor is kind of back here now, and so it'll kind of like draw it back, and hopefully it, it won't toss us up on the beach, but it'll be pretty close to being okay. All right, so our guy right now, needless to say, he's probably ready to get the heck off this plane. Let me turn stuff off here. Yeah, we're literally just spinning in circles now. All right, so we're going to just pretend that we've gotten him off the plane, and we're on the beach, and now we're kind of ready to essentially head back out to where we're going. This could be tricky because I'm going to have to time it kind of just right and not go up on the beach. But anyway, just take a look at what our friend LP Nils has done. I mean, look at that. So dang cool. Some solar panels there for the TV and all that good stuff. There. See, yeah, I could have parked way out there and they could have just brought the dinghy out to pick him up. But some custom rocks and some custom logs, and he's done a good job. All throughout the scenery, that's kind of what you're seeing. Is stuff like that. It's pretty darn cool. All right. Well, we got to go back to Kodiak. So let's see if we can get things fired back up here. Technically, I probably should have taken his weight off, but yeah, it's all right. It's 230 pounds. I think we're okay. All right. Nice and stable. And I have no idea about the ability here. As soon as I get turned around, though, I tell you what I'm going to do. I think I'm heading in the right direction. I'm just going to take the anchor off, and see if we can just sort of drift out here. We're not 100% ready to rock and roll, but we can at least get out away from the beach. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just like they draw it up here. Beacon comes back on, strobe, nav, taxi, landing light, it's all on. Oh, I forgot to close the engine, the bypass there. Inlet bypass. All right. Everything else looks good. And we just need to essentially head back kind of to the east, and we should be ready. So the wind was favoring a departure kind of this way along the shoreline. So we're going to just kind of get our nose pointed here and wish me luck. See, now here our textures are back in the water, so that's good. I don't know what happened there, guys, but that wasn't, yeah, that was weird. All right, so we've got it set. I'm going to pull the rudders up and just use I'm going to pull the water rudders up, I should say, and just use the tail rudder to try to control things. The only thing out here is that I have to worry about is that fishing boat, but it's way out there. Trying to keep a little bit of back pressure so the nose doesn't dig in there. And it should step up on the top. There it is. Stepping up on the top, and we're picking up airspeed, and then it should just pick right up and off. Just about, and there we go. There we go, my friends. There's the fishing boat. Okay. We're airborne, climbing out at about 95, which is Pretty good for this, just about right for this plane. And yeah, we'll see you later, Big Timber Lodge. That was kind of fun. All right, we're heading back left-hand traffic and take it back to Benny Benson. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Benny Benson? They're at Kodiak? I might not be saying that right. Benny Benson, yep. Not to be confused with Kodiak Municipal, which is right there just north of Benny Benson. Benny Benson is the bigger, I don't know if it's considered an international airport or what, but it's 3 runways, whereas Kodiak Muni just a single runway operation. All right, well, we're heading back that way, and again, we're just going to kind of work the terrain here. We're heading back eastbound now, so 1500 or 3500 is what we need. Probably 3500 just for the terrain that's closer to Kodiak, to the airport there. And yeah, stay with us. We're going to fly, we're actually going to be hopping in the Nimbus Islander here for another leg. This will be airport to airport non-float plane leg, and yeah, taking some more people to some more places, and having a look at this beautiful scenery pack from our buddy LP Nils. Yeah, it's wanting to climb, so I'm going to let it. Again, probably 3,500 is going to make it work. We're going to, there's that little triangular shaped mountaintop there. We initially thought that might be Shackmanoff Point, but I don't think it is. I think that's, I don't know what that is, honestly. But it's a good reference point for us because we flew right by it on our way out. So we're going to fly right by it on our way back. The wind, when we left, was calm, so we could technically come straight in if we want. There is a runway that's essentially favoring that for us. Runway 11. It's a 5,400 foot runway. Or we have runway 8, which is the same runway we departed, but the terrain for runway 8 I think is a little trickier. So runway 11 might be the best one for us, just because it also is not a terrible long taxi, and normally I don't mind the taxi lengths, but when you're doing it with differential braking, it's kind of weird. Trying to figure out the new plane. Yeah, that's kind of the fun of it, right, Kenny? I have not picked up anything yet at the big 4th of July sale. I'm still weighing my options on a few different things. There are definitely a couple of add-ons out there that look pretty awesome. But I'm just, I thought I would wait at least till today. I know a lot of the sales end on Monday, so you can't wait too long, but I thought I'd at least wait till the 4th of July to see if anything else ends up on sale. But I tell you what, this sale is the first time I've ever seen an Airfoil Labs product being marked down. I see the King Air and the Skyhawk are both a little bit of a reduced price there, so that's pretty cool. Now, the other plane that I've never seen on sale is the TBM 900, and so I'm wondering if they've budged at all on that. I have it. I'm not going to buy it, but it's just that's been the one plane that has not went on sale since I've been on X-Plane for the past year or so. So you pulled the trigger at the right time. Good for you, Kenny. And I guess I would be also if if I had one that I was dying to get. I have some that are definitely on my would be nice to have list, but I don't have any. I feel pretty good about the ones I've got right now. But there are a couple Carenado ones that I've said, hey, if it goes on sale, I might consider picking it up. So that's kind of what I'm going to be evaluating a little bit here later on. Just some different types of routes that I like flying that I don't have a plane. I don't have a regional propeller driven plane like a Beech 1900, which is something that's used a lot in my neck of the woods where I live in real life. We have the Beech 1900s coming in all the time, so I might pick that up from Carenado. But that Skylane from Airfoil Labs looks very intriguing. As you guys know, I'm kind of a cat lady when it comes to Cessnas. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm getting there. Should probably make a call here. Betty Benson traffic, Kodiak 816, 10 miles to the west inbound at 3,500. Benny Benson. Al South MIA, happy 4th of July to you as well, my friend. Good to see you. I hope you have a day off. And I hope you're enjoying some much needed downtime with friends and family. It's good to hear from you, my friend. There's runway 11. I think looks to me though like the wind has kind of changed. Now it appears to be at my back. So let's hop over here real quick and let's just do a weather check. PADQ. PADQ. Now it's from the north at 6. So we're going to need runway 1, which is clear down here. So we'll overfly the field and I think make a right-hand traffic pattern to runway 1. Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak 816. They're about 5 miles to the west. We're going to overfly the field and make right traffic, landing runway 1, Benny Benson. I think that's probably going to be the best plan here. And on runway 1, the nice part there is that we will be basically heading right. Well, actually, runway 1 will give us about the longest possible taxi, but that's okay. That's what the wind favors, and so that's what we're going to do. So let's get down here at about 1,000. Get 1,500 actually would be the appropriate crossing midfield altitude. So we're a little low, honestly, but that's okay. Let's spin the heading bug around. Let's just give us a little bit of a reference point here. What is the official heading? 078, so about 8 right there. So we're kind of on a crosswind right now, right crosswind. Yeah, Betty Benson traffic, Kodiak 816, overflying the field, 1,100. Be turning right, downwind runway 1, Benny Benson. Al South, big plans today. Hot dogs, hamburgers, flight sim. What do you got going on at the Al South estate? Alright, there's runway 1. This will be a nice approach, just kind of over that little section of houses there. Take it out just a hair further, and we can start our descent now. Kind of already are. Put a notch of flaps in, help us slow down just a bit. Alright, Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak 816, right downwind runway 1, Benny Benson. There's a sailboat of some sort, I believe, down there. Keep your eyes peeled because you'll see whales jumping and all kinds of fun stuff. Alright, there's runway 1. And we'll give ourselves plenty of room with these floats on. This is not the easiest plane to land. Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak 816, right base, runway 1, Benny Benson. No plans for cooking. Yeah, oh, some Chili's delivery. Okay, that's solid. That's solid. Alright, there we are. We're on the base. Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak 816, final runway 1, Benny Benson. The speed's getting a little bit low. Alright, not a bad rollout, and we will go gear down. Our water rudders are up. Lights are on. I see runway 1, it's clear. Trees are planted at the end of the runway. I'd swear this is Orbix. A little bit of an uphill dude, isn't it? Whoa. Apparently I'm down. Okay. Alright, well, 358. Ooh, boy. Yeah. So what I always forget about this is just the fact that I'm going to miss that. Darn it. I have to go through and go down here to echo. Those doggone floats sit up quite a bit higher. So the gear, I mean, you're up a lot higher than normal. And that's what happened there. I plunked it down. I'm used to flaring out and having a slightly different sight picture. And so I definitely tested the gear there. Wait a second. Where am I at here? I'm going to have to, I guess I don't have, all right. Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak 816. We're going to be taxiing via runway 26, Benny Benson. Yeah, not 100% legal here, but there's nobody around. We're going to do it. Don't tell Downwind Sim that I'm doing this, or Jet Pilot Cinnamon. Yeah, the lights in the middle of the runway, that's an X-plane auto runway thing, and that's, yeah. Ah, the A27 turboprop. See, I thought why was I thinking A25? Is there an A25, Kenny? I know you were talking about it for a while, and maybe I'm thinking of something else. If I have to, I'll just duck off. This is the weirdest. This is like the weirdest layout. I should have probably just jumped right off and turned around and grabbed Charlie. But yeah, so this is due to these when you put the edge lighting in on your scenery when you're building it in wet, it doesn't give you the ability to sort of like mark those sections where you don't want lights. It's really a strange deal, but so the one he got out south, it's a cool little plane. Kind of looks a little bit like a Texan. It looks like a light, sporty. I'll let Kenny tell you more about it, but fast and maneuverable. Looks pretty dang awesome. All right, we can get off here. This is actually no, I don't want to get off here. I want to go one more down to Foxtrot. A27 and 29. I don't know what I'm thinking about A25. I don't know. There's too many planes. So many planes, so little time. All right. Speaking of which, we're gonna get back up here to our spot, and we're gonna hop out of this plane. We're gonna get in the Britain Norman Islander, and we're gonna fly one more of these air taxi routes, and just continue our exploration of the wonderful Kodiak Island scenery package by LP Nils. If anybody's found it in the chat, feel free to post a link. And I will also post a link to there's kind of a neat tree package. Gosh, I don't remember where I came from. We're just gonna come over here and call it good. Those guys look like they're ready to help out. There we go. We'll just come to the end of this little spot right here. This will be a good place for us to kind of shut her down. Whoa, boy. There's no way to taxi gracefully with differential braking. Perch. Alright, I think that's going to work. Let's set the park and brake. And we'll bring this back to low idle. Let's turn everything off here. All of our lights. I should have probably turned the landing lights off a while ago. Generators off. Everything off. And we'll kill it. Alright, thank you Kodiak for a great flight. As always. I look forward to taking the floats off you though, I'll be honest with you. Chocks are set. Well, brakes are set. Chocks are now on. Doors we can open, covers, all that good stuff. And yeah, everything's covered up. All right, that'll work. All right, give me a second here, and let's see. Let's pull the Islander up. Haven't had this guy out for a little while. Benny Benson, and again we want Island Air Service. Okay. Might just take a second here. Do I have the checklist? I do have the checklist. All right, well that's coming up. Let me read to you what this assignment is. So this is assignment number 3. This can be done with a helicopter or wheeled vessel. So we have a Kodiak native, Alicia, who is a geologist, and Bob. They're waiting right where we just basically landed here at Kodiak Benny Benson. We're going to meet them at Serve and Air, which is where we are right now, and they need to be dropped off at Kodiak to discuss problems of coastal erosion. So 2 passengers and luggage, 375 pounds will be what we put on there. So let's see, Kodiak. Let's see what that looks like here for us. So Kodiak, I've been to Kodiak before. It's a little bit further. Yeah, it's right there. It's a little further to the west. So we'll put that in. So this is a 64 nautical mile journey, and I think what I'm going to do here, just to change it up, We're not going to go just straight to it. I think what we're going to do, I'd like to go see a little bit of this, some more of this country here. So I think actually what we may do is kind of come up here around Spruce Island. I think we'll shoot these little straits here and head through Whale Passage. Is that what that's called? Yeah, Whale Passage. And then maybe we can head out the Kupreanof Strait, and then we'll just basically fly right down the coast here and past Cape Huguet and Rocky Point, and that'll take us down here to Karluk. So that's going to make it a little bit longer flight, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see some more of these little spots here. Maybe we can see if like Uzinki, maybe it's modeled, or maybe we can even see this little camp over here or something like that. But yeah, let's go check it out that way and just see. 757 Spy. What about 757 Spy? He just went live. Oh, very good. Yeah, he's messing around in the A320 today, which is kind of cool. I guess that just got updated to work with Vulkan, so that's kind of awesome. All right, we'll check our maintenance report here. This one, let's see, doing pretty good. Everything's still in the green. I think my oil might need changed here in just a little bit, but for now I think that's fine. We want, let's see, those are some performance tables, weight balance. So again, 35 gallons, we're half tanks. That's pretty good. Cargo and passengers. So we have 2 passengers is all. And we always have a buddy flying with us, so what the heck. And then the luggage, it should come out to a total of, what did they say again? 375 pounds. Okay. All right, that's pretty close right there. We're still within our center of gravity envelope, so that's all right. Very good, very good. We need to make sure all of our covers are removed. They are. No wheel chocks. Just double check the outside here. Whoa, hey, hello. Yep, we're looking good. Win Air. I don't know. I should have probably picked a different livery there, but that's okay. This is kind of one of the few that comes with it. I think there's a package though out there that a guy could pick up. I just haven't done that quite yet. And my switches, everything looks like they're off up there. Yes, indeed. Down here, everything is off. Everything looks good. All right, very good. On the overhead, we'll turn the fuel on. We will make sure the battery is on, and I can get to most things with the yoke in front, so I'll leave that on. Battery comes on. It gets loud, guys. I apologize for that. And the starter isolation comes on just for a minute, though. And then we do have a beacon that will turn on down here. All right, on the overhead, we want the fuel pump right side coming on. Mags are coming on. Mixture full rich. Prop lever to the max. Throttle cracked. Propeller area is clear. And we have a good start. Simple as that. Titanium Druid, hello. How are you doing, sir? Happy Saturday. Happy 4th of July, my friend. All right, let's do the same thing for engine number 1. Fuel pump on, mags on. Propeller area is clear. And we're going. I don't know about you, but that would freak me out to have that thing so dang close to my head. Ah, boy. All right, let's get the gens on here. Left and right gens are coming on. I don't need any internal lights right now. Let's get the avionics on. Squawking 1200. It's on standby. ADF is on. Put our nav, our backup nav, if I can get it. There we go. There we go. 2280. And I think we actually have, yep, Benny Benson's tuned in already. 17.1. We will put in, let's see what we have here. Probably the last one. Yep. Let's clear that out. Let's put in where we're heading. Which, Kodiak. P-A-K-Y. Papa Alpha Quebec. No, Kilo Yankee. There it is, Kodiak. And so again, we're not going directly there. If we were, about 64 miles. The route we're going to take is going to probably end up making it a little bit over 100 miles, but that's okay. It is what it is. How about some noise canceling headphones? That's kind of nice. I should have done that a little bit ago. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. And let's see. Let's put this on the left gen today. Altimeter, we'll do another quick altimeter check. 3006, we're still looking at north wind, so we'll be heading all the way back down to runway 1. Probably just back taxi our way down there. 3006 though, and we're still clear, which is nice. And actually, that's pretty close. About right there should do it. Heading and altitude. So from a heading perspective, we're going to be departing to the north, and we're just going to kind of pick our way around the terrain. So I'll probably not worry a whole heck of a lot about heading. I think we'll just actually set runway heading, which that's almost there as it is. We'll get down to the end of the runway and we'll just set the runway heading. We'll go from there. We'll hand fly it. We're not going to worry about autopilot or anything like that. Let's see, anything else? So I need some cabin temp. I don't know, it's pretty nice out. I think we'll just put it kind of in the middle here. Turn the air up to the middle. Turn the fan on just to get the air moving a little bit. Alright, we're ready for... This is where I have to turn this off. Nav lights are coming on. And no taxi lights, so we'll just leave the landing lights off. We'll put the passenger notice light on so they know we're getting ready to head out. Watching the Ninja Warriors UK. Yeah, those are some athletes. Pound for pound. Tough characters. All right, here we go. Benny Benson traffic, Islander, November 11816. We're going to be back taxiing runway 1 for a VFR departure northbound, Benny Benson. We'll make that call early, just so in case anybody is thinking about joining or happens to be wandering into the area, they know what we're going to be doing. The reason why we're going to back taxi is because I'll show you the taxi chart situation here. It's not pretty. Oops. Let me get back in my cockpit here. So the airport diagram kind of tells the whole story here. We're here at wherever this was, and we could, if we wanted to, we could go Foxtrot to Charlie, but we still Oh, actually, we're not going to back taxi. We're going to cross at Foxtrot. We're going to go Delta. I was thinking runway 26 for some reason. So yeah, I need to make that call again. Hey, Benny Benson traffic. Islander 11816. Actually, we're going to be taxiing on Foxtrot. We'll be crossing runway 26. Benny Benson. So yeah, then we'll go Delta to Charlie down to Bravo. It's the longest taxi in on the field, but that's okay. So this is Foxtrot. We can cross over. I don't see anybody coming from that direction. And looks like that way is pretty clear as well. We'll get over here just a little bit further. Yep, nobody up there getting ready to take off or land. So we'll hustle across. And be on our way down to, we'll get across the runway here. We'll hang a left on Delta. And then we'll be looking for Charlie, a right turn on Charlie. Then we'll be looking for Bravo. We'll be taking a right on Bravo down to the end of runway 1. So it's a long taxi, but it'll give us the most direct, I guess, departure route. Few bumpity bumps here on the taxiways. But again, another nicely crafted airport by our friend LP Nils. By the way, Al South did share a YouTube link for the Ninja Warriors UK. Picking up some speed here on this. Must be a little downhill. All right, here comes Charlie. Right turn, Charlie. Down just a little further. And we'll make a right turn on to Bravo down to runway 1. Yeah, it's this. I like the sounds. The feedback I would give to Nimbus on the internal shaking and stuff is, I don't think you'd hear it quite as much as you do now that I have the the noise canceling headphones on. But I do. It's cool. It kind of shakes you around. It definitely has that feel of a an older type of plane. It's a little few things that wiggle and wobble. It's really a fun plane. I'm just learning it. I've only been up, oh gosh, I don't even know. I think there's an hour gauge or something here, and I don't even have 10 hours on this plane yet, I don't think. But a heck of a lot of fun. Definitely our type of bird, Al South. All right, we're getting down here close, so let me check on before takeoff. We are going to do a quick run up with this bad boy, just make sure everything is working like it should. Yeah, yeah. And that's some kind of tail dragger, my friend out south. I've had that. In fact, the last time I was up here tootling around, I was in the Porter, and yeah, just uh, just the perfect plane for this country. Okay, here we are. Looks like we are to the end. Yep, yes indeed. We're gonna stop right here, just short of the runway. And let's just take a second and do a quick run up. We need to pull the props up 1700. Cycle the prop lever. It needs to stay above 1000 RPMs, which it has. We're going to do a quick mag check. A little drop. And number 2 is a little bit better on that one, but they're both within acceptable limits there. All right, that looks good. And I don't need to trim, I don't need to lean out because I'm at sea level. I will go ahead, drop flaps level 1, and let's put the landing lights on, left and right, and we're ready to go. Benny Benson traffic, Islander 816. We're departing runway 1 VFR northbound, Benny Benson. All right, guys and gals, we're looking for a rotation speed of 55 today. And we're going to try to climb out right about 100. Thing gets up quick, climbs well, doesn't go real fast top end, but not really what it's for. Okay, airspeed's alive. We'll get to that in just a second here. There's 50, 55. We're going to rotate, and we're up. And we're going to pitch to 100. Bring the flaps up here. There's a little too right about there. It'll be good. We do have some wind turbines here, and I think the neighborly thing for us is going to be to just kind of head off a little to our right. If we really wanted to push the issue, I think we could probably climb up and over those, but there's no hurry. And so yeah, here we go. A little bit of a tour, a little bit of a northerly route here. We're going to be going around this first island here and taking a look. Yeah, there's a, and I'm not going to go very high here either, probably about, just go about 1,500 here to kind of get started. Let's pull back the RPMs, get about 2,300. Manifold pressure can be about 23 inches. 23 and 23 work pretty well. But here we go, little harbor, and I'm sure probably a spot. This is actually Kodiak Municipal, so there's going to be an airport up here as well. I think just a little further. Yeah, there you can kind of see it up there. That's pretty darn cool. Almost looks like it has, yeah, it has a little sea lane there in front of the runway, so you can land either type of plane. That's awesome. All right, still climbing. Things are looking good here. Yeah, pretty cool. So we'll depart here. We're gonna go pick up the next island here, and Spruce Island is what this next one's called that we're gonna find. So this is the tip of, right above, I should say, right above Kodiak Municipal. Ah, very nice, very nice. We could zip in there and kind of cut the corner if we wanted to, but I want to kind of head around here and just see a little bit more of this northern part. It's kind of right between Kodiak and, well, there's Afanac Island, I think, is the next big one to the north. So this is Marmot Bay, and hopefully this little guy at our 12 o'clock is Spruce Island. Actually, no, I don't think that is. I think that's actually Spruce Island right there to our left. I think that's the southern coast of Afanac Island. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna head here on about a 293 or so. Whoa. Just trying to stay right along the coastline here, and I'm looking for Uzinki 4 Kilo 5. I just want to see if LP has placed a little scenery pack down there that it's marked, and so I'm sure he has, but I haven't seen it yet, so I want to make sure that we have a chance to take a look just in case we need to come back that way at some point in time. By the way, not all of his air taxi routes depart. I don't believe, I guess I shouldn't say that, I haven't looked at them all. They don't all depart from Benny Benson. But these two worked pretty nicely for us today, so I thought that would be fun to kind of mess around with. I've tried Dewey Moore, can take off but can't land. Yeah, man, you can slam it into beta on the approach, which blows me away. But apparently that's like a thing, man. So you just, yeah, I don't know. And you can bring it in so dang slow. That's the other thing. That's just got a huge heavy engine in the front of it. But man, that thing will come on in nice and easy for you. All right, yep, this is this is our Spruce Island, and just around the corner of the point that you see up here is that field, Ozunki Field. Let's see what we might have here. So like you can see like a little area down there, and I'm not saying that's where it's at, but I'm saying that if there's a beach or a gravel bar down there, there's a chance that our buddy LP Nils has put something in there that you can land a plane on, or you can attempt to land a plane on. I am going to fly over that just to see what it looks like. Boy, I maybe should have put on some... Can I put on... Do we have any... What do we have for lights? Let me get leveled out here. My instruments are super dark. I could have swore we had some lights. Cabin lights? No, that's not it. Cockpit lights. There we go. All right, yeah, I just need a little bit of extra something. Oh, it almost looks like, oh, that's the airfield. All right, very cool, very cool. All right, so here we go. Our first, not really find, I guess, but the first time I've seen the Ozinki field. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Kind of looks like a gravelly type of strip there. Could potentially be like maybe old asphalt or something. Oh yeah, look at that. That's just a textury goodness right there, man. That's awesome. Helipad. No, sorry, that's a windsock. Sorry. And a little building. So, very good. Couple of buildings over there. Very nice, very nice. All right, we're going to keep going here. We've got a straight, the Afagna. Oh boy, I'm going to really brutalize some of these names. I apologize. Am I going about 253? I think I am. I've seen the people flying Suzy Air landing very short, but they're always straight in strips. Yeah, no, doing more is. It's its own deal, man. You're absolutely right. Okay, I don't want to go too far to the north. If I go too far to the north, I'm going to end up heading into a Fognuk. I don't even know how to say that. Afonic Bay, and I want to go in the strait here. So I got to kind of pay attention. I got a little bit of a. If I go too far to the south, then I end up in the other bay, the Kodiak Bay. I think I have to go right off the. I think I need to go right off the point here. This is I believe Whale Island that we're looking at. Yeah, we'll go that way a little bit. The nice thing about this plane is it does have the ability to climb up and out of problems fairly easily. Not it's not like the Porter, which can essentially fly straight up like a helicopter, almost. All right. And again, keep your eyes peeled. Again, he's got sea life and all kinds of fun stuff. Seagulls flying around, whales jumping. Yeah, we're going to look for trouble to test the climb out rate. Well, we're not going to look for trouble, but a lot of times you know me, and that's sort of what happens. So the tail shake is actually something that they addressed a little bit in an update. There were some pilots that actually they were like the tail shake was becoming a little too violent and it was affecting the performance of the aircraft, which I mean it would. If your tail's shaking, you're going to feel it, right? But I think maybe the effect is or was initially maybe a little more severe than really truly what it is when you're flying it. I don't know that again for a fact. But okay, so again what we want to do is we want to look like all these little bays. You saw there was a little lodge there by Raspberry Island, and all these little inlets. There's the potential for things and possibly beaches to land on, or just like I say, just all kinds of fun stuff. So we're gonna try to stay Yeah, we're at 1,300 right now. We're going to try to stay down a little bit lower than maybe we normally would here, about 1,000 feet. That way we can see things. And yeah, half the fun I think of this scenery is just doing this, just looking around, trying to see what you can discover. And as you can see, there's just, I mean, all kinds of opportunities to put stuff in. Really a great choice. Just a bush flyer's paradise. Kind of like the San Juan Islands package that Wookie put together. Same type of deal. And LP Nils is actually kind of starting to get a little reputation for this type of stuff. He made, if you remember early on, Al South, I think you were there with us, the Maya Valley package up in British Columbia is another place that's similar to this, with just a bunch of different airports strewn about here and there. All right, we're into the Afinock Strait. If we follow this, we should have a waterway direct out to the west side of Kodiak Island. The Kupranoff Strait and Whale Passage kind of slices us right through here. So I think we're heading in the right direction. Nothing down there. I do know of a couple of spots, a couple of sandbars, gravel bars, where you can land. I'm not going to do it in this plane per se, but because they're a little short for the Islander. Even for the Islander, they're a little short. They're more like you need the Porter or the Cub. But I imagine that there are many more, probably double digits, that I have not found yet. All right, I think I found the strait there, the Kupranoff Strait, and that'll take us out. Anything happening over here? Ooh, wait a minute, what do we have? Yeah, buddy. Well, we got ourselves another little lodge right there. Okay, very cool. Just kind of put that in the back of in your back pocket there for later on. I bet that's similar to that Timber Lake Lodge that we just dropped off some passengers to. Very cool. So that's on the kind of the southeastern shore there. I don't even know. We're kind of about right in here. I don't know if that's kind of, well, Whale Passage. It was kind of right along this shoreline here somewhere. So we'll just remember that for the next time. Do plan on doing this. Maybe even making it a monthly thing. Well, that sure looks like it has potential for some stuff. Have I tried the 727 freighter in Vulcan yet? Yes, I have, Kenny. And it's been mixed results. The 100, you saw the results on Saturday, and it's been just so unstable. Now the 200 I haven't tried a whole heck of a lot. The freighter is, for whatever reason, the one that I have the best luck with. And so I'm still testing. I'm still messing around. Gosh, I'm willing to bet money there's something over there to land on. But yeah, Kenny, I just haven't achieved quite the level of consistency yet to try it. I really shouldn't have tried it on Saturday. I was being pretty optimistic, honestly. I'd only had one successful flight that day, and I'd had 3 others that had crashed. But the freighter is better, like more reliable, Kenny. You say? Because I like all of the variations of the 727. That's another plane that's out there that's on sale. The 737-200 is on sale, and it's one that I've looked at. I do like to fly JSIM stuff, but boy, goodness, for the life of me, I just can't seem to make it work with Vulcan. I'm gonna come over here a little bit. I'm seeing some sandy beaches. Hey, Wookie 42, were your ears burning, man? We were just talking about how this package here, this Kodiak Island package, reminds me a lot of what you did, the work you did down there in San Juan Islands, with all kinds of just nice little hidden Easter eggs for the pilot to find. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I do see a boat. Yeah, it's so. I think it's something we're gonna start doing a little bit on kind of a regular basis, and so I'll let you know. And we've already flown it ourselves, Wookie. I think 3 times with just varying groups, and but it's there's a lot to. Again, it's a lot like your scenery package. There's a lot of things to discover, and so we'll be back often. Like I say, I'm gonna do it a little bit on my stream here, probably every month or so at least. Fly these air taxi routes and see what a guy can see. But in between, I also like to get in and mess around and see if we can find some of these places that our buddy LP Nils has hidden away for us. All right, so we're getting out here to the end. Kind of, we maybe missed Port Bailey. I think we might have missed Port Bailey. That's a seaplane base over there. We're getting kind of out to the end of the strait here. We're going to start to bear a little bit more to the south. We'll be heading down around Kodiak Island, and then making our way down the coastline here past Miners Point, Cape Ugat. Saddle Mountain is in there. All kinds of good spots. And just in case you're looking at the sectional, that's kind of where we're heading. And all along the way, we're just looking for things. You never know. All right. The NR we used ARC, and you can't use the NED 1/3 unfortunately because it doesn't give you elevation. So what did we use? STVM, I think. Uh, I could tell you. Let me finish up, and I'll tell you off stream, Wookie. But or the number? Are you saying is that number of ortho tiles? Yeah, it's 9 or 10 of them. I think it's a pretty good area, but a lot of it is water, so it renders pretty quickly. You know how that works. All right. So around we go. I think this is Kodiak Island. And there are some cabins that are supposed to be on the northwestern tip of this. Here's kind of where we are. We sort of went past the outlet cape here, and we're kind kind of heading along this line a little bit. So maybe we'll see some cabin action here. Maybe there's some more places a guy can beach his seaplane. And when we fly back, we'll pick a different route again, just so we can look around. We might go a little more direct and just try to pick our way through along the rivers and stuff, along the valleys. That's kind of fun, like a little bit of a scud run on the way back. Yeah, if this coastline a little too steep to have a whole heck of a lot, unless you tuck a cabin in there, which again, it does show on the sectional that there's a few, but that doesn't necessarily mean LP has placed any in there. Might have to go get some more ice water. Oh, yep, there's a cabin right down there. Okay, very good. So one of those cabins is there. A guy could come in there with his float plane if he wanted to. There's not a seaplane base or a dock or anything per se, but that's one of those there on the tip of Kodiak. Yeah, that was. I don't know if you watched the first part of the stream, Wookie, but I did. I landed a seaplane. I landed the Kodiak on floats. Um, One of the missions was to take a client out to what were they calling it? Big Timber Lodge or something. And LP Nils put a sandbar or a gravel bar that you could beach your plane on if you want to, but I didn't because I've not had good luck with doing that with the Kodiak in particular. It kind of it gets to the edge and it kind of wants to flip over and do bad things. So anyway, so I kind of stopped it before we got to the beach and I dropped the anchor, and so the plane just kind of did a little 360 thing like a dog on a leash there for a little while. And but we managed. We got out of there safely in one piece and hopped in the Islander. But yeah, the one thing I mentioned as we were coming in, it was weird because the checklist when you're landing on a seaplane and you're on approach is gear up, and so that's always it's always different. You know, you get into such a habit of doing it one way, but you definitely don't want your wheels down when you hit the when you hit the water. Yeah, it was fun. It's been a good flight so far. These are all just little short hops, and we've done two of them today, or well, we will have done two of them today when I'm able to get this last one done. And we took a little bit of the scenic route here too, so we could have been more direct, but I just felt like wandering around just a little bit. And it's been good because we found already one, well, actually, we found two little lodges that we didn't know were there. So that's pretty cool. And we got a chance to take a little closer look at an airstrip. And, you know, how else? How else do you get to learn the lay of the land? But you got to go stomping around a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and descend back down again closer to about 1,000 feet, just simply because I think it's a little easier to see any buildings or boat docks or things like that. So I am real weather. Yeah, I have no idea why it's so nice up here, but it is. It's clear and the winds are light, and so it's just a blessing of a day. Real time, real weather. And that's kind of one of the things that I'm actually looking forward to with flying up here is having to deal a little bit with this. Well, it's kind of like again, San Juan Islands. I keep coming back to that area though. That's just an area notorious for tough visibility and kind of wicked marine weather, kind of like Nantucket. I almost always count on, for every nice day you have, about 10 that are pretty tricky. We're kind of out here around Miners Point, and I actually think, if I remember right, I missed it, that Ugganick Bay is an area where I think we found a couple of, or at least one, little sandbar to land on. And so that was kind of fun. This is not necessarily a sandbar type of plane. Am I seeing something in the water down there? What am I seeing? Maybe just a rock. Oh no, it looks like maybe some not quite correctly rendered scenery, because that's definitely a building. I'll have to let him know about that. He'll make the fix. It's hard with a deal like this because you just don't quite know how the ortho is going to render in other people's scenery, so you sort of do the best you can. Oh man, yeah. 7 statute miles is not horrible, but the rain makes it tough. And the wind, I'm sure. Yeah. I like the video that you put together though, by the way, Wookie. That was well done. You should be very proud of that scenery package, man. That's a fantastic bunch of airstrips. You kind of set the bar sort of high for yourself though, man. Now you got to at least, everything that you put out from here on out has to at least be that good. Tough to go up from there, man. All right, so we're around the corner here. I think this is Saddle Mountain that we're next to, and then we should have a pretty good sized bay here. The Uac Bay and Spiridon Bay, and we'll be heading towards a place called Rocky Point. And just down from Rocky Point will be our airfield of Kodiak. And so we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. About 500 feet. Just kind of keeping our eyes peeled just in case. Because you never know. You never know. All right. So we'll head out here. Not 100% sure exactly where we need to be, but I'm guessing that probably is, well, yeah, that's our next shoreline, I believe. Wookie, did you break down? Have you got anything on the big 4th of July sale there on the org store? Now, Kenny Monster is a victim so far. TD, I didn't ask you if you'd picked yourself up something, by the way. Always curious to see what folks have gotten, if anything, and kind of how it's working out. I was thinking about the Carenado Skylane. Oh yeah, Titanium Druid. You just picked up what's arguably my favorite plane right now. Oh, just okay. Oh, geez, yeah, I love that plane. That was my replacement for the Beechcraft Duke 60 that I had in P3D, which was overall my favorite plane in any sim. And I think that Diamond is maybe even a little bit funner than that one, but yeah. Restricted, yeah. Well, yeah, it's good. I'm glad someone's showing some restraint, Wookie, because I kind of have a hard time with that. But I think what I'm going to end up doing, yeah, the V-Flight Air 150 is a super airplane. TD. Oh, we'll talk Cessnas here in just a second. But Wookie, what I've got, the problem I've got right now is I've got a gift certificate that I won from Slan Alpha's. Oh, hey, hello. There's an unexpected marine layer coming in. All right, all of a sudden I'm gonna need some autopilot help. Let's do this. We're gonna turn heading mode on. I'm gonna kind of make sure I'm heading away from the shore. We're at 1,300. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna kind of climb a little bit here. I'm gonna get up to at least 1,500. Now that's interesting. Yeah, that, my friends, is called a weather update. So we'll get up here, and we'll set the altitude right there. That'll work. And now we're gonna have to look here because I don't know. This is not going to have any kind of procedures. Select an arrival. There's no way. Yeah, there's nothing. All right. Well, so yeah, I guess what we're going to have to do here is we're going to just have to stay on course, and maybe I can get down below it. Let's just drop down here a little bit and see. Maybe we can get down there around 500 and get below this muckety muck. This is kind of what I like to do in the Kodiak when I'm flying up here in Alaska, is just get down and rub noses with the water. And usually you can get down, when you get down to 500 or so, you can get down below it and be just fine. We are no longer VFR. We would be definitely trying to grab some kind of a pop-up IFR if we could. Oh yeah, there we go. So we'll get down here low enough and we'll be just fine. Elevation at Karluk is 142, so when we get down here to 500, we're going to be, it's not pattern altitude, but we'll be all right. But anyway, all right, so Wookie, as I was saying, I do have a gift card that I was lucky enough to win from Slan Alpha's anniversary sale, so I've got that sitting out there. So technically, I could pick something up and not hurt the old bank account. But the other thing that I've kind of got, and maybe this shows I've been buying too many things, is I've got enough of the points, the whatever they call them at the org store, that I actually could afford a second airplane if I want. So it's like, all right, yeah. Oh, this is not tracking my heading. Come on, you need to go heading mode here. We want to be off the point. And so TD, to speak to your point, yeah, that V-Flight Air is a brilliant plane. So the the next one that I thought looked like it was close to or in that same category. Ah, man, I got to keep going down a little further, I guess. Okay, I better have an accurate 3007. That's about what I have. I'm not going to go down much more than below. I'll go down to about 200. That's my personal minimums above water. And if that doesn't work, then I'm climbing back out. Oh, there we go. All right, it's 200. I can be at 200 and I feel comfortable. I think I'll just set it right here. I know I'm on a course that keeps me clear of any terrain. So if I have to, I'll stay on this course and I'll just climb up above it and I can just plot an IFR back to Benny Benson. But anyway, the Airfoil Labs 172 Skyhawk, from all accounts, from all my research and inside sources, is maybe on that same level as the V-Flight Air 150, and so that's out there and kind of tugging at my heart a little bit because I only have 3 Cessnas right now, and geez Louise, I need something else, but yeah, no, it's I just think that the DA62 just it's a different bird. It's so glassy and modern, and I mean it really is. It's a whole different type of plane. There's no doubt about it. But it's for me, it's one of my favorite, if not the favorite plane I have right now in my hangar, just overall top to bottom. All right, well here we go, guys. Enough horsing around. It's time for us to start looking for an airfield. As you can see, we're closing in according to the GPS. So we're going to pull the power back. We're going to have a hard time flying much of a pattern here. So let's just get a weather report. PAKY 227 at 11, 3011 here. Yeah, so 227. Kodiak has runway 10, runway 28, so we'll take runway 28 if we can. Means we have to kind of go in a little ways, but I have to find it first. It's around this corner here. All right, I'm gonna spin this guy around. Just give me a little reference here. Runway 28, kind of on a little bit of a left crosswind. And might be just right in this little. There's a little bay, and then there's the Kodiak River that runs inland back to the east. So I think this might be us coming up right here. Hopefully the fog has not socked us in, because that could get a little bit dicey if we're heading into a little bay and we run into some weather. What's my GPS telling me here? I still have a little ways to go, actually. 3 miles. Okay. So I'm going to have to be pretty convinced that I can see the airfield before I head into this bay, because I'm actually going to have to overfly the field. I'm going to have to make a little bit of a pattern. I think I can make actually I think a right-hand pattern is going to favor my my approach into 2-8. The inlet is going to basically have me coming in on a 45 to intercept either the downwind or the base, depending on how far I can go. So hopefully I'll be okay. I don't have a lot of room underneath me, and if I'm going into the muck and I get in trouble, I'm gonna go full throttle, and I'm gonna climb up. I've got a 500-foot ridge to deal with initially, and then a 2,100-foot mountain to deal with but that should be plenty doable for us. All right, there's the church. I use that when we're flying in. Okay, disconnect the autopilot. Here we go. Kodiak traffic, Islander, November 11816. We are inbound from the west at 200. We're going to be making a right-hand pattern, landing runway 28, Kodiak. Yeah, so we're not going to climb too much. There's the town. And it's going to be a tight one, guys. There's the terrain. Again, we'll just stay on heading, whatever it is. We'll go full throttle. We'll pull the flaps back, and we'll just climb out, and we should be just fine if we get into trouble here. Runway's right there. We're almost right at the level of it, honestly. Kodiak traffic, Islander 816 on the right downwind, runway 28, Kodiak. It's going to be just one of those tight, oh boy, here we go. And we may not make it. Kodiak traffic, Islander 816, right base to final. I take it back. Level out. Full forward, flaps up. We're just going to climb. Climb, climb, climb. Yeah, we're getting out of here. This is not safe. We need 500. We're well over that. 2100 gets us all the way out. So we're just going to do that. We're just up and out. $2,100 gets us clear of everything. And we'll get up above all this muckety muck, and we'll kind of reassess here and see what it is we want to try to do. Kodiak traffic, Islander 816. We're on the missed approach. We're climbing out westbound. Get up here, and it's like we've got good ground contact, but you can see the clouds are definitely an issue. We'll get up here to 25. We do have a few peaks here just to the west of us. One's 2750. So I'm gonna keep it going. Oh boy, why am I descending all of a sudden? What happened there? Not sure. I'm kind of on the descent. Don't want that. We need to be going up. I was gonna say we could get ourselves up there. 3,000 would get us clear of everything. My nose is bobbing for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. All right. Yep. See, there's some stuff we need to make sure we stay clear of. How about we go that way a little bit? I'll turn this guy back on. We'll go altitude, and I want to climb, baby. We're just going to climb at 1,000. That's going to get us clear of everything we need to be clear of. That was interesting. That was interesting. I don't know if that's just an isolated little patch of fog or what, but let's get up here. Let's get up here at 3,000. We'll level. That's clear of everything. That's clear of everything. And then I'm going to actually turn. I'm going to turn back to the west, and we'll get out over the ocean. All right, there's 3,000. That's set, and then let's bring it back around to the west. We'll get, like I say, not too far away from Kodiak, just in case things clear up and we want to make another another attempt here, but let's get going that direction. Let's take a look at our active sky map. That's going to give us the best indication of what's going on here. So, so there's where we want to go, and as you can see, there's just a little bit of junk, and I can't tell which direction it's moving. That's the problem. If it's moving inland, if it's moving to the east, we should be okay. If it's not, then we're not getting in there today. All right, I'm going to actually just plot a course where we can overfly the field itself, and we'll just see what it looks like here. You know, we have some amount of ground contact, but it's definitely not. We're no longer VFR, without a doubt. We're not VFR or IMC, and we're just up and over everything right now. So that's about the best we can do at this point without any ATC. Of course, if we had ATC right now, we'd be requesting pop-up IFR, and yeah, it looks to me like it might be something we could climb out of without too much trouble. But yeah, boy, as we get closer to Kodiak, it's just getting thicker and thicker. So that's kind of interesting. We'll make another swing just to see. But you saw the problem is I have to do a little bit of climbing there's a little hill that's to the would be kind of be the east of the field that I have to climb up and over to get there. I guess the other option would be, can I make a, yeah, see, I can't really make a downwind landing because it's an 11 knot tailwind. I think that's exceeding the specs of this plane. Let's check. Yeah, I think it says, I think I'm seeing 5 knots here. Maximum crosswind's 20 knots. And I think it is 5 knots, 5 knot tailwind. So we'd be a little too fast, or a little too strong. All right, so I guess here's the last thing I can attempt to do. First of all, let's not break the engines. So I'm going to go back down. Let's descend again, and let's just see what it looks like. We'll make one more attempt toward the field here. We broke down. The ceiling was about 300, so we broke out at 300. We'll just head down there and see again if it's similar, if it's let up maybe a little bit, and if not, then I think our only choice at this point in time would be to head back. We do have there is Larsen Bay, which is inland. Right here's Larsen Bay. Here's Kodiak. But I think the further inland you get, according to my active sky map, the thicker the fog was. So we're going to try. We're kind of coming out here a little bit. We're going to try to get out here and just see if we can maybe make another pass at it and see if the visibility's any better. I don't know. Kodiak's saying a few at 2,000 right now. So, but But if the wind's blowing at 11 knots, 227 at 11, that would indicate to me that the fog is probably moving out actually in the wrong way for us. It's coming from inland and moving out over the ocean. So that would mean the heavier fog is actually moving out over where we want to be. All right, let's make our turn. We're still at 1,500. We can see the ocean. And we're going to turn back toward the east. And see what there is to see here. Might need to keep the turn going just a little bit further. Yeah, see, that's what we get into. That's the hard part here. Is there's like a little bit of an in-between layer, and then before you know it, you're down in the junk. Okay, I'm not gonna go too low here because we do have to climb out if we don't make contact. We don't break through here in just a little bit. Again, we had 300 was what we did last time. There's 4. 300, 200 is my own personal minimum. All right, there we go. We're going to set the altitude. Kodiak traffic, Islander 816. We are inbound from the west at 300 feet. We're going to be taking another try at runway 28. We'll be on a right-hand pattern for runway 28, Kodiak. Okay, there's the challenge. We need to head in there. We need to turn around. There's a little bit, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little bit of a hump right there. And that's the hump we kind of need to climb over. The runway is at 142, so we are technically, 100 feet or so above the runway right now, which is super low, honestly. Probably not legal. Where's Starflies when you need her? I'm sure she'd be saying, "You're not legal. Climb out, go home, be safe. Try it again another day." All right, here we go. We're going to go in here. Kodiak traffic, Islander 816, right downwind runway 28, Kodiak. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Again, immediate climb out. We need a 2100 to clear terrain. There's a notch of flaps. Again, we're getting into the muck. Yep, no good. Climb, climb, climb. Well, see, then that happens. Yep. But again, we're going to run into that. We're going to run into that second mist layer just as soon as we're on short final, which is not going to be good. So we're going to climb out. Kodiak traffic, Islander 816. We're going mist approach. We'll be departing the area eastbound, Kodiak. Okay. We need 2100. Climbing at 1000. I'm gonna head up this valley just a little bit here. I think it'll give us a little bit more time. And we're just gonna have to do, unfortunately, just gonna have to head back to Benny Benson. And that's going to be part of the deal, I think, down here, though, guys. Part of why this is going to be so much fun is you're just going to have days like this. or you just flat out can't get there. So, all right, taking a look then, I guess, plotting a direct route. It looks like MSA is 4,900, so we'll climb to 55 just to be over everything. And actually, I think I might even have, yeah, I've got an ILS if we need it back there at Benny Benson, ILS 26, which would favor our winds. So that's good. That's good. Okay, there's 2,100. We're clear of all immediate terrain. We do have a 2,500 foot peak that is approximately 10 miles, 16 miles, so we'll be well over that. And then everything else beyond that, it will be up and out of the way here. The next one is a 3,700 foot peak, which is 28 miles away, and then the 4,150. That's basically 32 miles away. So we'll be just fine there. All right. Well, okay. That's I guess a little bit of a bummer, but you know, like I say, it's the reality of the area. So let's pull back RPMs and manifold pressure. We're climbing out. We can climb out here at about 100 if we have to. That's actually the optimum, I think, according to the chart. Cloud clearance 500 at the air. Yeah, the legal is 300 AGL feet. Yeah, plus 500. Yeah, so we definitely are not that, Don. Good to see you, my friend. We were truly pushing it, bush style, and we don't. Yeah, not good, not good. So we had the 300 feet deal. We just didn't have the 300 plus the 500. The math was not working in our favor. Well, let's do this. Can we, does this have a way to do the reverse course? I don't even know. I don't even know. Let's go down here. Let's just put in PADQ. Okay. And we're going to be, since we've got all this cloud layer, there's no sense in horsing around. We're just going to go direct. And that actually will give us a chance to test out our nav a little bit here. Let's see what it does. Okay. Does CDI change? No, it does not. I think I have an extra thing in here. Might get rid of you. And direct PDAQ. Yeah, that's where we want to be. All right. That should be. There we go. There we go. There's 5,000. Looks like maybe we'll be just getting out of the top of it here, which is good. 5,500 again will keep us clear of everything as we head back. So close, yet so far. Sorry about that, U.S. Game and Fish geologists or whatever you are. We'll have to try to do that again tomorrow. I need to find a better way, a more accurate way, I guess, of getting weather reports around Kodiak Island, because my active sky certainly didn't show any of this. That's interesting. Anybody have any good resources that they would share with me for accurate weather predictions? I do have some NOAA sites that Jet Pilot Cinnamon has given me over the years. Maybe I just need to look at that. All right, well, we're not quite out of the muck, I guess. We're kind of at the top of it, I suppose. I could climb a little higher if I needed to. We're still 50 miles away. Well, let's do this. Just in case, let's put in the ILS to runway. I guess this is saying it's a VOR or a localizer Yankee to runway 26. And let me look at this. Is this a DME arc type of approach? What is this approach here? This has got all kinds of fun stuff. So what makes sense for us, I guess we could come up here. We could fly the arc, the 10 DME arc, or we do have the option of just overflying the field, flying a back course, and doing a procedure turn. I think that's what we'll choose to do. So we're just going to plot it direct to the field, which is what we have right now. Windy.com. All right, looking forward to checking that out. So for us, this is just going to be vectors. We're going to load it, and we're just going to go right there for now. Captain Liquids. Hello, Captain Liquids. Welcome. I'm checking out, I'm loading this up. Windy.com. I'm going to save this. Oh, wow. Wookie, that looks... All right, that's pretty cool, man. Look at that. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like a little animated thing. And so what's it showing us here? Whoops. Up here at the... we're right here. It does show the... All right. So I probably want to click on clouds. Cloud base. Yeah, it does kind of have that right there, kind of a 0. Right, that's the, yeah. All right, that's a good resource there. Captain Liquids uses it for his high leave pre-flight and high levy. Oh man, no kidding, real life. Awesome. Welcome to the stream. Captain Liquids, we love having the real world pilots join us because I am not a real world pilot, so I love having all of the expertise that any of you guys are willing to share. Yeah, I'm one of the only flying GA. Yep, that's kind of the name of the stream. This is prop culture, and if it's got a propeller out in front, I'm generally flying it. Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays are my streaming days, and it's usually a little bit later. It's usually around 8 o'clock Eastern time, but I'm going a little early today because we've got a little barbecue stuff, family stuff happening later tonight. So, yeah, appreciate you stopping by, and always good to have somebody with some expertise to join the crew. We've got some great guys. Don Chape and Wookie is here. Titanium Druid, another good guy, and those guys are all very knowledgeable. Many of them have quite a bit of real life experience, if not pilot's licenses themselves. Kenny Monster's lurking in the background there, and yeah, it's a good group. It's a good group, and you're welcome to hang out with us whenever you want to, man. I'm looking forward to that. Windy.com. Okay, I'm definitely adding that to my little resources list. All right, well, nothing left to do now, I guess, but see if the beverage cart lady will come around one more time. There really isn't one on the island, or is there? That's the story right there, the story of the flight. Actually, about 90% of it was really, really good. Don's wanting me to fly the DME arc. Jeez, Don. Killing me, man. I'm going to have a hard enough time just flying the back course and doing the procedure turn. You might be influencing me to give it a try. If I went out there to Cynic and 10 DME, What do I have to be? Cynic is, I need to be out there at about between 4,000 and 16. All right, Don, I'll give it a try. What the heck? I haven't done a DME approach in a while, so let's toss it in there. So localizer Yankee, Cynic, and I'm gonna go ahead and activate it. We'll just start heading that way. And all right, so then what I need to do is I need to make sure that I have the Benny Benson localizer in there, 17.1, which I think I do already. Yep, 17.1 is loaded. And then I just need to, why do I not have a DME off of that? That's weird. Why? Oops, you know, I haven't done this right. I should be squawking alt mode. That, why is that not? Surely that has, I mean, you wouldn't have a DME arc approach if you didn't have an active DME. So what am I doing wrong here, guys? What's going on? I don't know. Frequency is oh gosh, 110.9. I was looking at the, I'm sorry. Yep, that's the problem. 110.9. So I won't have that just yet. Yeah, I was looking, sorry, I was actually looking at the Benny Benson VOR. The Vortac is 17.1, but the frequency is, yeah, you're right, 109 or 110.9. All right, and then our course is going to be 258. Boy, this ought to be interesting. 258. There's 260. Right there. 1, 2. All right. All right, Don. So we need to be, one last check while we're still a little ways out. We need to be here at the initial, or at the final is Josra. We need to be at 1600. So it would behoove us to try to get ourselves down to 1600. It says 2700 to Cynic. Okay. And then we just kind of wiggle our way down to 1600 all the way on and in. Okay. When we hit this 75 off of Kodiak is when we want to start making our final turn. You're asking a lot from me, Don. So let's put Kodiak down here. 1710. And with any luck, I need to 75. Why am I not getting anything off of you? Have 2. That's going to make this a little bit tougher. A little bit tougher. All right, we can still do it though, I think. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. 10, turn 10, twist. No, I'm gonna hand fly it, buddy. I'm gonna try to hand fly it. But I need to get the, I need this to come online here. That's gonna help a lot. But I am still quite a ways out. I'm still 38 miles away, so I've got a long way to go. Oh, did it not? Did it not activate? I don't feel like I'm on my, I feel like I'm on my path, my track here. Okay, what's going on? Let's zoom out. Let's see what's the deal. Yeah, I'm definitely not on my track. What's going on here? Did I get bumped off a nav somehow? Nope, I'm still on nav. Hmm. All right, what's the deal here? Activate. I thought I activated the approach. Maybe I didn't. All right, there we go. Now we're activated. But we're still not moving. Why are we not? Heading, are you on? Nav. Does not appear to be adjusting a whole heck of a lot. Okay. This is VLOC. Yeah, oh. CDI's on VLOC. You're right. It's not letting me take it off. All right, this is odd. This is very odd. Why are you not letting me come off there? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we'll manually set the heading, and we'll get roughly out there where we need to be. I'll have to look a little bit more. External GPS selector. What would that be, Don? Is there a hotkey or something maybe that I need to click? I don't know what that would be. Captain Liquid is saying nav 2 might be a problem. By the airspeed indicator. Oh. That put me on. Oh, that put me on the GPS. Ah, very good. Hey, man. I didn't even know that was there. How about that, Don? Doggone it, you guys. This is right here. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's going to get me on back on the magenta line. All right, very nice, very nice. Thank you, guys. Very nice. Well, I say that now, and I'm not on because I clicked off a nav. There we go. Wow. All right. Hey, you learn, right? You live, you learn, you almost die flying into IMC, and then you learn. Very cool. That's okay. Interesting. Interesting. HSI source. Like I said, less than 10 hours, I think, in this plane. So that's those little things that you need to know. All right, so we're getting back on where we need to be, and I still am going to try to hand fly this DME arc. Let's just test my hand flying skills. We'll take a look at it on the map after we're done and see how close we end up getting. But 258, I do have that dialed in as my approach course. The only thing I haven't been able to do is get nav 2 to come up down here so that I know that on the 075 off of Kodiak 117.1, I know where I'm at so I can start that turn. But basically where I'll start that turn is, if I don't have that, I could still, what I've always done, I guess, I don't know if this is the correct way, but if you fly this, you're flying about a fourth of the circle, right? So when you get to here, you're essentially on a base to your runway. So when you get to here, it's just time to turn final, essentially. So if 258 is our approach course, then for us it's when we're about about 168 or so. Yeah. All right. We're 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 in. We're doing it. We're ready. I can start my descent, I think, a little bit here. I need to be 2,700. Let's do like a little 500 feet per minute deal. As I look at the terrain there north of Kodiak, north of Benny Benson, I see something at 1,200 and something at 1,600. So, yeah, if we get down 2,700, we'll be just fine. And we've got still 25 miles, 24 and a half miles to get there. So this ought to be an okay. We may go a little bit more aggressive, more like 700-800 feet per minute down the ladder. All right, Captain Liquids, you gotta make sure if you haven't already, you gotta push that follow button, man. I'm gonna need you and Don around all the time. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to Prop Culture, Captain Liquids. Happy to have you along. By the way, you'll see a little uh, Discord invite link that pops up every half hour or so. Feel free to click on that and hang out with us a little bit offline if you're a Discord person. We'd love to again just pick your brain a little bit, invite you to some of the things that we have going. I would say we've got um, a nice GA community. We're all pretty well a part of, I think, for the most part, the Virtual USA Flying Club, which is spearheaded by a guy named Jet Pilot Cinnamon, who is a real world E-145 pilot, and we're based all over the place. So Don and Wookie are Don I know. Well, actually, Don I don't know where you're from, but Wookie is from Germany. Um, Kenny Monster is from Minnesota. I'm from Wyoming. Don, where are you from? If you don't mind me asking. But anyway, we're worldwide, man. We got a lot of guys all over the place, and anyway, we channel lurker from Hungary. That's right. Um, but yeah, we do all kinds of stuff. We've got actually, I don't know if you enjoy bush flying, Captain Liquids, but we've got a thing the first Monday of every month that we call Bush League Mondays, and we've got coming up here in 2 days. We've got a Bush League event, and we're actually going to return to a place, a location that we went to in April. It's called the Canyonlands, and it's Hanksville, Utah. So if you're free on Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, we'd love to have you. There's a link. As soon as I get leveled off, I'll share the link with you to all the information that you need. And we would love, I mean, it's just a hoot. It's a kick in the butt. We're all, for the most part, similar to me in that we're learning. Most I should say have more expertise and skill than I do. There's the link to the Bush League stuff. It's a gentleman named Downwind Sim and another gentleman named Slant Alpha Adventures, who we've all teamed up and kind of created this event. We started back in January, and we've been all over the place. We've in fact, I think the last place we were was in San Juan Islands, which is the other guy that's on kind of in the background, Wookie 042. He actually designed all the scenery that was a part of that. So, oh no, a, a whole video. Yeah, I heard that they have an update. NVIDIA has an update. It's supposed to be pretty good from what I was listening to 757 Spy. It's supposed to be pretty good. But anyway, check it out. Check it out, Captain Liquids, and see what you think, and let me know if you have any questions. It's like I say, it's a blast. It's a very low key, and just a good positive group, great group of guys. And we actually have we're this is a revisit, and then we have something special planned in August. Actually, we have a bunch of guest designers that we've invited in, and each one is designing a special airfield for the August event. And we're going to actually have the August event. Oh, sweet, good deal. The August event is going to be on a Saturday, so that we can have some of our friends from Europe, and we've got a guy from New Zealand, and so that they can actually be a part of it, since 8 o'clock Eastern is like 3 in the morning or something in Germany. So it's hard for some of these guys to make these events, but yeah, welcome, man. You're gonna like hanging out with us. It's a good group. It's a good group. All right, well, we're getting there, and I can see the edge of the arc coming up. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, when I get to here, I'm gonna do menu. I'm gonna do menu. I'm gonna do flight plan. Yeah. And I just want to try to see if I can fly this thing. Well, maybe I'm not, because I still don't have the DME. So I'm not going to be able to fly the DME arc if I don't have anything here. So I may have to leave the flight plan up, the magenta line up. Yeah, neither nav 2 is not working. I don't know why nav 2 isn't working. That's not doing anything. And the DME is not working. Alright, well, what I was going to do is going to try to leave this off and just hand fly it, and just try to keep the, you know how it works. Just try to keep it at 10. I'll give it another, I mean, we've got 6 miles still until we're where we need to be. Maybe it'll pop in there. Actually, hold on. What I need to do, I think here, I believe, do I need to go back over to nav mode? Is that what I need to do, guys? Yeah, so Don, you're thinking about the same thing I am. So I'm now on heading mode, and I've put this back to nav. And with any luck, yeah, it's not picking up anything right now, so I must be just a little too far away from everything still. And we're 4.5 miles out. So we'll just stay on track here. And that's only for the HSI. Oh. Yeah. Let me just make sure I have the right frequency in here. 110.9, that's right. Yeah, I've got it. So we're in there. 110.9 is what I have loaded up in nav 1. Nav 2 is the Vortac that I want, but neither one of them right now are Love and Life. 2 miles out. Yeah, I should be getting something by now. So what I think I'll do is I'll just start a a gradual right-hand turn. It's not going to obviously be right on the moolah, but I'll start a gradual right-hand turn until that that localizer comes in. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. Do you think maybe? Well, one more thing maybe I could try. So we're past Cynic now. Here's the only other thing I can think of. Do we need to activate vectors to final? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's not doing anything. All right, well, we're just gonna nudge it ever so. I'm just gonna try to use my kind of my Obi-Wan Kenobi DME senses here and just see if we can bring it around town. I do need to be descending to 1,600 while I'm doing this, so let me pull the power back slightly, and we'll just we'll just see how it goes, guys. I don't know. What's the if worst comes to worst, it's nice enough here that I can just fly it in visually. The VOR frequency is 110.9er, which is what I have tuned into nav1. Benny Benson traffic, Kodiak or Islander, November 11816. We're on the localizer approach Yankee runway 28. Benny Benson. I'm turning way too much. VORs. Oh, VORs. Sorry, one set. Yeah, that's what I have in COM 2, which or Nav 2, which that's not doing anything down there. I've got 17.1 down here too. Sorry, I thought you were. When you said frequency, I was thinking localizer. Whoops. Sorry, guys. That's going to look a little bit weird on the map right there. But we're going to come around. Continue to come around. We're not getting down to 1600 very good. That's the only bad part here. Nav 1 to 117.1. Okay. Nav 1's on 117.1. I'm still not getting much, unfortunately. Just about to my 90 degree. Yeah, I turned way too sharp. That's going to be more of a DME oval than anything. All right. That was way too sharp of a turn. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look, and it's the default X-plane GNS 530, which I do like, but I honestly don't know that I've flown a DME arc in this. Well, I haven't flown in this plane with this combination of avionics yet, so that's okay. We've essentially just turned to like a really lazy base, like an extended right base, and yeah, we're gonna just try to meander our way down to 1,600, and yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what. And again, I want the localizer there. I want to see if that ever does pop up, or see if glide slope comes up. And I have to sneeze. I have successfully flown an ILS approach. When I did my first test flight in this, I was down at Port Moresby, and I was able to fly an ILS into I don't remember which runway it was, but it did work, and it captured the localizer and the glide slope. So I don't know if this is just maybe show the approach chart. Oh, Captain Liquid's put it up there for us. This is what I'm working off of here. So I had that dialed in, as my for my VOR or for my oh, I kind of think I see maybe the problem. I should have been basing my DME arc off of the Vortex 17.1, and then when I got to 75, then you flip it over to the localizer. Is that kind of what you're seeing? Yep, I think okay. So, but still, if I have 17.1 on right now, I should have a DME, and I don't know why I don't have that. Hmm, interesting. All right, well, uh, we're gonna just bring it in visually here, and then I'm gonna have to look at this, and because obviously I don't quite have everything like I should, and but that's okay. That's okay. It's good to kind of figure that out right now before you have to really need it. Benny Benson traffic, Islander 816. We're turning final. We're on the visual runway 28, Benny Benson. So I'm just gonna kind of get it headed in that direction, and we're a long way out. Obviously, we're probably not quite 10 miles out, but we got to be a good 6 or 7 miles out. So a nice long final. Let's take a look at the approach checklist altimeter. We'll check the altimeter. Yeah, 3008. So we can make a little slight adjustment to that. Okay. Approach, yeah, we're shooting for a 65 knot over the numbers, and try to bring it in at about 100, I think. So I don't know what that power setting is per se, but I'm going to put it down about 17 inches. Whoa, there we go. Do not have the runway in sight. We're going to go throttle, mixture full forward. We're going to get a little bumpity bump here. I'm off track a little bit, I think. It is getting a little hazy. My scenery kind of looks strange. That's weird. Wonder what's going on there. Very interesting. I think I see a nav runway light out there in the distance, though. Man, we're every bit of 5 miles, maybe more than that. It'll be interesting to look at the track at the end and see how close we were. Um, and that's true, Don. That happens from time to time. That happens. That's an issue at Catalina. I know that it does. It has a different frequency in X-Plane than it shows on SkyVector. That's a good point. All right. Well, I'm thinking here that we should have probably held 1600 until essentially till we pick up the glide slope. But since we don't have a glide slope, yeah, it's just weird. We're going to just hold, well, we're at 1400. We're just going to hold that. We'll use the poppies out there to kind of tell us how we're doing. And we'll nurse it in from there and hopefully have a halfway decent landing. This is a little bit of an uphill slope and runway. And it's a beautiful approach. I think you guys are going to like it. think that's a combination of clouds and my mountains that are in the distance, but that just looks really, really strange, doesn't it? Well, maybe not. Huh. That's interesting. Well, we've had a little bit of trouble. When on our first leg, we actually lost all the reflective texturing on the water. So, yeah, maybe there's just maybe a little bit of a restart is needed. I don't know. Press the M key. I'll do that when I get to the end there. Alright, I'm seeing all whites, so I probably need to start the descent a little bit here. There's a little gust of wind. Yep, a little bit too high. Here goes the first notch. Yeah, I'll have to let the Nimbus guys know if there's a little bit of an issue here, and just see again if it's a, like you say, like it's a frequency issue for the scenery, or if it's a frequency issue for, um, that, you know, I don't know if it's the GPS. Who knows? Or if it's a little bit of a glitch. Like I said, I don't think it's a glitch on the Islander side, because I have successfully done one of these approaches down at Port Moresby. I'll get out as soon as I get done with the stream. I'm going to hop over to a different airport and give it a try and just see. All right, still too high. Speed looks pretty good though. There's our second. There's our red. Benny Benson traffic, Islander 816, short final, runway 28, Benny Benson. Or is it 26? I don't even know. One of those. Getting a little slow, getting a little slow. Actually, not too bad. Yep, typical early flare by me. A little too much of a flare. Whoa, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, that was a little bit of a porpoisey one. Oh, then I'm wiggling all over the place here. 298. I could live with it. Okay, we're going to roll it down here to Foxtrot. And yeah, we'll have to apologize to our passengers and just book them a flight for tomorrow, and maybe the weather will be a little bit better. Okay, coming up on our right-hand turn. What's this place called again? Servant Air. There we go. Make the turn. Benny Benson traffic, Islander 816. We are clear of the active runway. You guys watch Premier Driver at all on YouTube? He got into a little bit of trouble the other day because he reported he was clear, kind of like I just about did. He reported he was clear of the runway before he actually had crossed over the the line there. Didn't really get into much trouble, but had a YouTube comment guy basically turn him in. He's like, really? It was an interesting episode. All right, here we go. There's another Islander just sitting there. Our Islander buddy just waiting on us here. And oh, I don't know what that was. Didn't sound too good. We'll park next to the, what is that? You think a Baron? All right. Yeah, and that's kind of, he went into great detail about that, and I found it from a non-pilot perspective, I found it just an extremely interesting conversation, and he was pretty gracious about everything. Of course, you could tell he was kind of fired up at first, but then he's kind of like, let me own what I did. Let me see what I can learn from this, and let's move on. And this is a young kid. He's trying to learn also, and maybe he didn't go about it the best way, but anyway, it ended up being just really interesting. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's exactly right. He's not actually required to say anything. He was just trying to help out the guys that were in the pattern. And I could have turned my fuel pumps off like a long time ago. Okay, shut her down. Boom. And all this stuff can come off. Brakes are set. Mags are off. And I think that's about, whoops. I think that's about it. All right, let's take a look at. All right, so here's what we did. No, that's not the worst. Oh, actually, this is what I was trying to. Yeah, sorry, this is my departure. So yeah, you can see I turned way too sharp, and then I ended up just kind of flying it more like a traditional pattern, and not really that good in and of itself. But yeah, all right. So VOR, let's pull up the sectional here. So let me verbalize what I think happened, and then you guys in the chat tell me what you think. So what I did, one of the mistakes I made is I had the localizer frequency tuned into nav1, and I was mistakenly trying to use the localizer frequency to track my DME arc. That's not right. I should have been using the Kodiak 117.1 for my arc. Now, that said, I did have that tuned. Well, you can't see it now. I did have that tuned, as I think Don or Captain Liquids or maybe both of you kind of saw that error, and so I did flip that over, but I still didn't get anything on the DME. So that's a little bit strange. Um, but regardless, that should have been the fix. And then when I come around on the DME, when I get to this 075 outbound, that's when I flip it over and I grab the localizer, or theoretically you'd grab the localizer. You could just turn yourself to final or vector yourself to intercept, and as long as you're down there at 1600, you should be good to go. So check the VOR on the map. All right, so let's do that. How do I? Oh, so yeah, so the Kodiak VOR on the map is 1710, so that does match. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. And then do I have this? The Islander? Nope. Can I? 2.6 actually. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to do that. Yeah, so I don't know what that says, guys. Maybe that is a glitch in the Nimbus stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some testing, I guess. Yeah, it kind of indicates that maybe Captain Liquids is maybe that's a problem with the Islander itself, and not necessarily the X-plane GPS. Well, let me go before I make any definitive statement. I'm definitely going to go and test out on a few other airstrips. But anyway, oh well, that's gonna do it for me today, you guys. Let me tell you what's coming up here later on in the stream. I'll let you look at the Islander while we're doing this. So coming up, let's see, what is today? Today's the 4th. By the way, happy 4th of July. If you're from the United States, it's a great holiday, and yeah, I hope you have a good day with your family. But next week is the weird week for me with my schedule. Again, I just told Captain Liquids that I'm Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday guy. Well, next week I'm not going to be a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday guy. I'm going to actually be a Monday and Wednesday streamer, because Monday we have our Bush League Rewind. And again, if you were watching in the chat earlier, go to downwindsim.com. All the details are there for the Bush League. If you like flying bush planes and you've never been to the Canyonlands of Utah, or you have, that's where we're going back to, is Hanksville, Utah. And I've tossed in actually two other sceneries, two other airfields into that package of Hanksville. So there's 9 total airports now that I've got out there for you. So you're going to want to check that out. Um, so that means Tuesday no stream. Then Wednesday, Boston Virtual, the BVA guys have fly in New Hampshire, and I'm going to be flying in that sucker. By the way, I'm going to do the Bush League in the Kodiak this time, or perhaps the Turbo Otter, um, or perhaps the Porter. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to be doing the BVA fly-in the Diamond DA62, which is Titanium Druid and my favorite airplane now. Right, TD? It's our favorite airplane. But that's what we'll be doing on Wednesday, so that means no stream Thursday. And then I am on Saturday. I'm going to be out of town, so no stream on Saturday. I apologize for that. Probably be doing something on Sunday though to make up for it. But there's TD. I thought maybe you were napping, man. Um, but that's what next week looks like, and then again, you can check the stream schedule. It's over on the Discord, and yeah, it's all out there for you. So that's going to do it for me. Thanks you guys for tuning in. It was great to make some new friends, and as always, Don, Titanium Druid, Kenny Monster. Yeah, let's see who else. Wookie was in here early on. You guys, my old friends, Al South MIA. Great to see you, my friend. It's been too long, but thanks for coming in and hanging out a little bit. Thanks, LP Nils. Great job, by the way, on the scenery, man. If you haven't got it yet, LP Nils, search Kodiak Island in the forums on the org. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna regret it. It's phenomenal, and we've just scratched the surface. We'll be back here again once this month. Once more in July, and then I think we're going to make this a monthly deal. We're going to be flying these missions once a month. So anyway, it'll be a ton of fun. All right, that's going to, let's see, yep, that's going to do it for me, you guys. Have yourself an awesome rest of your day.